Alright, chat. I've run into a bit of a dilemma. A bit of a problem. I'm gonna change up the initial layout we had set. But I want to do Amy next, I think, and I have no idea how to pose Amy. I've gotten so far outside my comfort zone, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm so confused. I know her color palette, and I know the extreme gear I want her on. So, I want this one. So what I'm thinking is that I would have her like somewhere down here in this area or up here. No, it's still like this, but I could have her like here. It's just a problem I've noticed. I'm like, where do I put Amy? Because I like Amy, and I don't want her to seem like a background character, but at the same time, she's kind of gonna have to be one. So, like, maybe somewhere down there? I don't know. I'm in a tough spot. I'm in a sticky wicket. Whatever should I do? Use the Kamehameha. Good idea. Well, howdy, folks. Your old pal Cell's in quite the sticky wicket. Whatever should he do? And there's Amy's color palette, so I have that. But I think the last two characters I'm going to do are Amy and Blaze. Because purple and pink kind of fit. Because we've got cool colors, and then with purple being a cool color and pink being more of like a warm color, it would kind of balance out and complete the comp. But I don't know where to put Amy. Like, I'm stumped. I've been trying to think of it for like 5 minutes. So I don't know how much we're actually going to get done today, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. But, yeah, anyway, hope you are all doing well. Yeah, I really don't know. There are some renders of Amy on Extreme Gear. And that's fine. That's great, as a matter of fact. It is wonderful that they have renders of her on the gear. Problem is that no matter what way I flip them, like, I can't use them, really. As far as I know, there's really no way they'll fit with the vibe I'm going for. So I'm not sure what I should do. I'm really not sure. It's a toughie. I would like to figure it out, though. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's a toughie. I thought about doing Wave instead, but, Even though there's art for Wave, I don't know, she just doesn't, like... Her color scheme is too similar to Blaze, and I want to do Blaze. So I'm like, how do I can't do both. I don't have enough time. The game comes out in like 2 weeks. I'm running low on time. Time is a terrible thing to waste. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. There you go. Maybe I can find... The toughie. I'm trying to freaking think. I can't think. Because Amy doesn't, like, appear on any of the covers or anything. That's the tough part. She's, like, barely visible on any of the stuff. So there's nothing to, like, reference for her. And it's so annoying. Because I really want to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that is official Wave art. I could probably use her legs from this to do Amy. This might work. Hang on, I have an idea. Because I need, like, a female character, you know? Like, that's the problem, is I need a female character. So, like, if I go like this, maybe, and then I go bam. Okay, we'll hide that. Duplicate it. Show it. Transform you. I mean, I know I could do it without, but there's, like, nothing to reference for Amy, like, of her moving at, like, high speeds. Like that, so... At least for the legs, I feel like I'm burning a valuable resource here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If she goes... Or... That's annoying. There's no, like, legs in the right position for it. I suppose I'll just have to make it up as I go. Because I thought about doing wave, right? And, like, putting wave up here. But then I'd have to do storm, and that throws the whole composition off because I want blaze in there. Because I don't just want it to be obvious Sonic characters. I want some niche ones, too. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. Having her go upside down would be kind of neat. You know what? I might do that for Amy. Have her go upside down. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. We could probably make that work. We're gonna hide everybody else, though. I guess I know it's pretty ironic that I'm using Storm as the basis for Amy, but whatever. You know, I'm doing what I have to. So let me get Amy's design up here for a second, just so that I know what I'm looking at. Just get Amy's rider's design real quick. Oh, okay. So then the skirt part would probably be like... Oh, shit! The skirt part would probably be like here. But it would ride back because of the wind. Especially the wind. We're probably gonna have like the whole top part and then bam. But I noticed something. All right, cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. I'm not great at drawing women, but I want representation. I want inclusion. You know, I'm for the people. I am, in my own way. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Okay. Okay, this part's fine, though. I just need her legs. I'm gonna do the arms myself, but I need the legs. And, like, foot positioning. Okay, so now I just have to do Amy's head. Oh, this is so much harder than I thought. Okay, I gotta remember that she's upside down. That's the big thing. Gotta remember that she is completely 180 degrees upside down. Thankfully, her and Wave's shoes kind of match up in that regard. Hell yeah. Awesome. Oh shit! Whoa! I just got bamboozled. Elijah Heldridge, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. If you don't know what we're working on, we're doing some Sonic Riders art here for the Crossworlds. For Sonic Crossworlds, it's coming out in a couple weeks. Been working on this piece for a little while now, so it's pretty cool. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. I'm using the wave positioning here, but I'm going for Amy. Because I want Amy to be on the cover. Because the Babylon Rogues made it onto the other cover. So if I'm doing my own cover, I want my own stuff. And I say Amy makes the cut. That's what I say. Cool. Alright, so then now if we hide wave here. Yeah, that's all Amy. Okay, cool. Now I have to think up arms and a head. So I have to figure out how I'm going to position her head on this wacky workbench of a body here. Wait. Because if everyone else is facing that away, then even though her line of sight is there, huh. Oh, and I'm also gonna have to have her like hair going up. That's kind of fun. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Because I want to give Amy a showcase. She's cool. She deserves it. She doesn't get enough showcase time. Alright. Do her little nose. The idea. Shit. Good news is her eyes are basically just Sonic ones, but, you know, not. I know she has the eyelashes, yeah, so we'll put those in there. They do 2, but then her, like, bangs here would have to be flipped upside down. So... we'll come back to the eyelashes. And then Amy has the 6, so it's probably like... oh, shit. Shit! I lost it. I lost where I was. Wait. Should probably be doing her hair on another layer. Although, the gravity doesn't actually invert their quills that much, so... This is a predicament. Indeed, a predicament. Her head's a little fat, but whatever. I could slim it up and make it look right as time goes on. And have maybe like one go back. I realized Amy's head was this hard to draw. I mean, that would be the idea. And then, you know, you... Oh, shit. Didn't mean to do that. Maybe I do still need wave. Although I do like, there's one pose of hers in particular, yeah, where she's doing that. She's got the little peace sign by her face. I kind of like that. I kind of like that of her render. It's nice. It's cute and I like it. Let me get Rider's Amy up again. Wait, where did I... There it is. Oh, she's got these, like, ring things on her hands here. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm following so far. I'm following. Following the idea. I don't have everything mapped to button controls yet. Had the drawing tablet nearly a year, still don't have all my controls locked. I always like to composite together when I'm doing, like, fan art. I like to composite together some of the official stuff with, like, some of my own twists. then, like, put this one up here. That's actually kind of cool. It's very Amy. Very, very much Amy. Like it a lot, like it a lot. Very cool. I'll just take Wave's hand here. I like that. I'm pretty happy with that. Because if you look at it upside down, it looks pretty funny. And with Amy being upside down, I kind of like the idea of Amy being upside down in general. It just fits. It jives for me. Okay. Now comes the toughie. We actually have to make it all work. Always work with the sharp pen for this part. It always works for me. I kind of like him being dead on, though. For Amy here. Don't want to make it longer necessarily. Nights into Dreams. Keep forgetting I gotta get a new soundtrack for these streams. I worked so hard to find the last one. I didn't look for any others because I was like, wow, this is a really cool re-upload of the Adventure soundtrack. I was like, I love the Adventure soundtrack. I'll use that for a while. And then I never looked for anything else for like months. Let me get that, and this. Let me do the bottom of the dress here. You know what? This is going better than I expected. Very much so. Huh. Apart from her hair, like, I'm pretty happy with this so far. Amy has bigger ears than I remembered. Not an insult, just an observation. Maybe it's to make her look more feminine compared to Sonic. You know what? I'll come back to the bangs. I'll focus on the lower body stuff. I'm more confident with it right now. Red Mountain. Oh. Forgot about this. I'm hoping to have this render done before the game drops. Like, just have the whole piece ready to go before Sonic Sonic Racing Crossworlds comes out. I almost called it Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. That would have been very embarrassing. That game's already out. Anyway. Yeah. I think my initial plan was to have 10 characters in it, but after I looked at it again, it doesn't really make sense with 10, so I'm gonna limit it to 7 characters per this render. It just doesn't really add up with 10. Because even though I liked the idea of having, like, Silver and some of these other characters in, like, the way that it's composited, it just doesn't work. Like, I've tried it every which way. It really, like, would be too much of the same colors. Because Silver's primaries are blue, well, are like teal, and I use that for Sonic's board, because that's, like, what they do in the games, is they use, like, a bluish color for Sonic's board, so I did teal, because I thought it fit. not thinking about silver being on the composition at all. Problem is that he was going to make it in, but I'm not going to have him anymore because it doesn't really make sense for him to be here. Okay. Well, so far that all looks really good. But my problem now is this stuff. So with Amy's bangs, problem is they usually extend down to like here. But her ear's there. So like if I turn it up, yeah, that's getting a bit rough. See, then it doesn't look right anymore. But having them that high up doesn't make sense, so I'm struggling here. Not to mention her hair. It almost looks like supersonic hair, which is really funny. Because I don't mean it to, but that's how her hair looks if it's blowing. Like, I've looked at references for her. Oh no, it goes in bigger strands. That's how they're doing it. Oh. So if I did it like this. One, two, three, one. And then have her bangs on top of it. So we go like... and erase some of this. Oh. So then what, we erase some of this? Fix up Amy's mouth a little bit. Does she fit now, is the question. Does she fit with the rest of the crowd? Kinda. I'm gonna get rid of the extra line. I just think it looks weird. But she's having a good time. Like, she looks like she's having fun. And that's the goal. Despite being here to compete. One, two, three, four. Five, six. Hide the rest again. So I think Amy looks good. Now I just have to get her extreme gear up there. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, apply it, whatever. What? Okay, that looks to be about right. Yeah, okay, cool. Glad we got that sorted. I'm happy, because I wanted Amy to be able to be in this, so... I don't know if we'll get to finish her tonight, but we'll do as much as we can with as limited time as we can. Let's get a rough sketch. Get an idea of what we're looking at here. This is going to be awesome once I get it working right. Actually, now that I'm noticing, this is more of a shadow than anything. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, okay. Stick a circle pad in here. We don't need to worry about the innards too much. We just need to get the general look down. I know Amy's original Riders Extreme Gear didn't look like this, but I don't like it as much as this one. I like this one better. Because the other one kind of looks like Rouge's car in Sonic Adventure 2, and we all know what everybody thinks that looks like. Because it does. We're not even gonna sugarcoat it, people. We're not gonna sugarcoat it here. Not on this stream. You get the honest truth. And the truth is, everybody knows what Rouge's car in Sonic Adventure 2 looks like. I'm the only one with the courage to say it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not actually. There's plenty of people that have. I was actually playing that on my Dreamcast before I streamed today. I had a friend over. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Because Sunday is really my day off. Like, I'm not streaming. I'm not working on commissions. Fuse does art, by the way, on Instagram. If you guys are looking for something. Not NSFW, but if it's safe for work, I'll do it. I'll do anything for money! But yeah, anyway, so we were playing SA2, Sonic Adventure 2. We were playing that together. That was a lot of fun. I think we're up to Meteor Herd. We just got to Meteor Herd on not my primary save file. I have my own save, but this sort of secondary save file that I keep for entertaining purposes, if you will. Oh, this is like perfect. I can't believe this lined up this well. Shit, we might actually have enough time to do some crazy stuff with this today. Well, now we got turn this off and then add a layer on top, go to black, go to our pen, change off the eraser, and this whole piece will be up on my Instagram for you guys to look at when it's finished. Right now, the big things are get the last two characters done and then come up with a background. That's basically where I'm at. Once I have that, I'm fairly confident that I will just have the piece out there. The problem is I don't know which course to do for the background yet. I haven't picked one. Maybe I'll do Bikini Bottom. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do Bikini Bottom. Even though it's in the game. I know this is a Sonic game, but I mean, I could though. The thought of it excites me a little bit. The idea that I could do Bikini Bottom. Okay. And then we just clean up our line art in here a little bit. Make sure everything connects where it should. Um, I've really enjoyed jumping into some of this fan art stuff, though. I never put any of the fan art stuff I did online as a kid because I was always afraid I wasn't very good and that I'd get laughed at. So I would just keep like folders and folders of the stuff. Um, lying around. For years I had them lying around like that. And now I don't. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. Because I realized it was kind of pointless to be afraid of what other people are going to think about you. Other people are going to think what they want to think about your work. That's just how it is. You got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone every once in a while and do something fun. Look at that. Oh, that looks cool. Having Amy upside down is so cool. I didn't think that would work. That worked better than I expected. Okay, so we got to get her color palette right, and then do shading. And then we should be good on Amy. I might have to resize her a little bit, but once we're done with Amy, all that's left is Blaze, and then we have the background. That's so freaking cool. I can't believe we pulled that off all in one day. Actually, I can probably leave that on, considering. Oh, hang on. I always loved the writer's like art style that they used in the intro, and when I found out that the original box art was like that too, I loved that. But given the opportunity, I've always loved taking advantage of like my shot to be able to draw in that art style. So I did a little bit when I was in college. I worked on a piece that had it, but not too much. So coming back to this sort of art style after a long time, it's been really fun. Unbelievably so. Like, I enjoy it a lot. More than I expected. Way more. Because I was like, wow, I missed the fun of how the writer's look is. Because the writer's look is very unique to the rest of, like, the Sonic and the Sega IP catalog as a whole. Like, there really isn't another game that had this aesthetic ever. And this is why we keep a black background to make sure everything works. Alright, cool. We don't need that anymore. Let's grab Amy's eye color here. Turn this to black real quick. wait a minute. You know what? No, actually, I kind of like that. Screw it. Shit. Up and down and all around. Hi. Oh, I like the hot pink that they gave her for this game. Very nice choice. I gotta look up who was the art director of this. I don't know who did the art direction, like the concept art stuff for Sonic Riders, actually. I never looked into it. Also, I am... Aw, man. Oh, no, I can fix that. That's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. There. That's better, Amy. The Rider's art style is very cool, though. It's very much a thing all its own. Like, it's never really touched by any of the other games in the series. Nothing ever really attempts to do this look again. And even I'm not. Like, to be fair, I'm just using, like, the costumes as a base, but I'm sort of doing my own thing with it. But I really give credit where credit is due. It is a really incredible art style that they used. Just across the board for this series. Which is why I'm so happy that even if it's only a little piece of Riders, a little piece of Riders is coming back. You know, we're getting Extreme Gear again. We're getting the Babylon Rogues again. We're getting these characters whom I love. I grew up with them. You know, Sonic Riders was one of my first Sonic games. I had it on my PlayStation 2. I played it a lot. I was never very good, but I played it by myself, so I never had anyone to help. But I learned, and I really enjoyed the game. It was very fun. What color are her shoes? And I look forward to playing the new one with all my friends. Because I at least know of, like, I know Could Be Mariah, great streamer. If you enjoy gaming content, and some just chatting stuff, and some quality, like, slice of life type stuff. She's fantastic. Great friend of mine. Friend of the channel. She's a friend of the channel. No, sorry. Yeah, but she's great. She really enjoyed the open beta. I got her to play it with me, and she had a ton of fun. Told me she definitely wants to play it again. So I was like, alright, cool. Full game comes out in like a couple weeks, so definitely looking forward to that. Gonna be hosting some open lobbies on it and stuff. But I wanted to do this piece because I was like, you know, I really want to show how much I appreciate that this company that'll probably never see my art is bringing back something that I love. So I decided, hey, I'm going to do like a tribute piece. And hopefully promote the idea of the Riders costumes enough that they make it into the game. Everything's so damn color-coded. It's perfect in this game. Oh. What? Banana. Banana. Ba-ba. Ba-ba-na. Ba-na-na-na. Right. Now we go for Amy's shoes. Shoes. Okay. Get that all good in there. Alright, we have our gloves. Forgot about those. Then I do remember that we got to draw in the lines on her gloves because she has those extra lines because it's a rider's outfit. For some reason, all the rider's outfits have this, where it's like these extra like lines on it, the thumbs and fingers that like round the outsides of them. Never quite understood why, but I like it anyway, so I'm gonna include it. I think that these costumes will make it into Crossworlds, though. I definitely do, because they're just too iconic for them to leave them out. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Okay. Oh, shit. No. Ah! Wrong layer. Okay. Woo! Oh. Duh, that's why it's bleeding over them. Oh, shit. Ah, this feels good. Yes! This is something else. Oh, by the way, yeah, happy anniversary to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Crazy to think that the third one came out when I was like a little boy, and now they're like 20 years old. Makes me feel weird saying that out loud, but hey, you know, what are you gonna do? Times they are a changin', as the song once said. I have a feeling Mariah's gonna like this one. I'm happy with Amy. I like Amy as a character for Sonic. I think she's cool. I definitely do miss her more like obsessive fangirl routine. I think it kind of fits in today's day and age because there are a lot of girls that are like that with celebrity guys and ladies. I definitely don't discriminate on that front. You see it a lot on like the news and shit. So I mean, I'm like, it kind of fits more today. Like they don't talk about it, but it's still a thing. But I mean, the term stan is a modern term. So it kind of would fit if she had her character like that. But I like that they're giving her more depth as a character as time goes on. I do wish they'd call back to it a couple times. Maybe have her, have like a, blush anime moment with, Sonic or something to show like, oh, that cute side is still in there. But other than that, it's not really a big deal for me. A lot of people make a big deal out of it with her character, but I don't really see it. Like, I'd rather her have other personality traits. Obviously, narrative consistency is one thing, but, like, come on. Give me a break. Oh, this is the fun part. This is the fun part. Obviously, we want her stuff above Jet's light trail here. Not that layer, this layer. Why isn't it? Did I not color her? Oh my god, I never colored her gloves. I'm an idiot. I never colored her gloves in. I am an idiot. Okay, I think her gloves are all good now. We'll hide this layer. Hide this layer. Show Jet now. Yeah, and his light trail goes underneath Amy now. Cool. Okay, so now what we do... Oh, I never did that for Jet. Oh, well, I guess I'll do that for Jet as well. To do the shadows layer, which we should be able to get done pretty quickly here, is obviously the light's coming from behind her, so a lot of the shadows are going to be... Okay, so a lot of the shadows are going to be casting up. So that's going to be kind of weird, but we'll get it. This eye should be pretty shaded. This as well. Okay, and then there's that. Ba-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na. 7 days until Crossworlds Digital Deluxe. Yes! Cody, thank you for the hydrate. I drink to forget. Playing through Sonic Colors, oh my god. I knocked it through my water. Shit. Ah, oh, crap. No! No, 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 no! No, come on, no! Oh my god. No, what? Oh, I didn't see... No, I had it all out. Oh. Are you kidding? Oh, man. No. Dude, I just lost all the work I had on Amy. When I picked up my water, it spilled, and when I went to wipe it up, I accidentally closed the app. No. Are you kidding me? Oh. Dude. Oh. No. Okay, but it's Amy. Nobody likes Amy. Okay, I wouldn't say nobody likes Amy. I like Amy. She's not my favorite. I drew the other 5 that I wanted in here first. But, you know. Yeah, I'm working on like a whole poster for the Crossworlds launch. The last stream I did, I think I finished Jet. That was on, what, Friday? I played Pokemon, and then at the end of the stream, I finished Jet off. So Jet's up here. Skydeck. Skydeck. Yeah, that's... I have the whole adventure soundtrack on my PC just for these streams, basically. But yeah, we got, you know, Sonic was first, then I did Tails, then I did Shadow, then I did Metal, then I did Jet. I was gonna do Amy, and then Blaze was gonna be down here, because Blaze is my personal favorite of the bunch. I wanted her to be, like, here, and then have, like, the logo somewhere, like, here, in the middle. Damn! Oh, man, I worked so hard! Shit. No. Blaze is the best girl. Also replace Amy with Sage. You know, I would do that, but I want to draw them all in the Riders art style. And it's kind of hard because Sage is, like, never... There's literally no reference material for her on an Extreme Gear. Like, I don't even know how she would operate an Extreme Gear. Because she floats. Like, but the... You know, like, she's up here. Imagine my fist is Sage and the board is here. How does this work? She doesn't touch the board. But the board is also floating, so she just like hover over it as it like goes. Like what? Sage is undefeatable. I've played all the Riders games though. The Riders games are my favorites, so I can't in good conscience not do them. Like, you know what I mean? Like it would just be wrong. But here, I can show you what the idea looked like initially. Some of these got cut. Some of these characters got cut from the final roster. But hang on, before I forget. Since we've lost basically all of the progress we made today, which sucks, but hey, whatever, you know. I live to fight another day, I suppose. There we go. So the idea is that, like, well, these are getting moved, but Amy would be up here in this negative space, and then Blaze will probably be somewhere in this negative space to fill all the gaps. Sage just also broke through it all. I did play through all those games. We're doing a series every Thursday. I play through Sonic stuff. So, the last 3D game we did was Colors, but so far we've done Frontiers, Adventure 1, Adventure 2, Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Riders, Riders Zero Gravity, Sonic Colors, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Generations, Shadow Generations, Sonic Colors. Am I missing any? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, yeah. Sonic R, Sonic the Fighters. Sonic Schoolhouse is the best Sonic game of all time. Dude, everybody wants me to play Sonic Schoolhouse, and I'm like... For context, with all of these, I've been playing them, like, on their OG hardware. Like, well, I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. You know, I have a Dreamcast over there. Except for Adventure 1 and 2. I played Adventure 1 and 2 on PC because I didn't have them for... I didn't have a Dreamcast set up down here yet. But when I beat Adventure 1 and 2, I played Unleashed, and I had an Xbox One down here. So I was like, oh, I'll play it on Xbox One. And then I forgot Black Knight. We also beat Black Knight on stream. That was a good one. I gotta unprivate those. Some of those are still privated on YouTube. I should just make them publicly available, because they're all good. Dreamcast is better than Nightmare Cast. Yeah. No. So we've been playing through all of them, and, yeah, we're getting slim pickings now. I'm running out of games. Because we started with, obviously, like, the whole board of Sonic games to play. But it's gotten to the point where, like, I beat Vanilla Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't know if you realize how long that game is, but it was, like, probably, shit, how many episodes was Shadow the Hedgehog? You know what? I can check. I can check right now. Let me tell you. What was the last episode's number? Because I number them all to make sure that I remember. Name an animal that starts with the letter F. Ferret. Fried chicken. Alright then. Fair. Fair statement, I think. Okay. So it looks like it was 10 episodes. Holy crap, the last one was how long? What was I doing at the end? It says it was 5 hours long. It's a long stream. Find. Alright, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Third row, all the way at the right-hand side. Found it. So, Shadow the Hedgehog total, what was it? It looks like it was 2 hours, 4 hours, that's 6. 3 hours, that's 9. 2 hours, that's 11. 2.5. Well, we'll just round up to 3. That's 14. 16. 18, 21, 28 hours total. It took me a day and 4 hours to beat the whole thing. Oh, these are all good. Where are these from? Yo, who made the silver emotes? What? Who wins, Giganto or Bio Lizard? Giganto. As much as I like the Bio Lizard, he was literally dying when they woke him up. He was trapped in a room with no food for 50 years. Giganto's a giant robot that could beat Supersonic on its own. Wyvern or Metal Overlord? Metal Overlord. Wyvern can't use Chaos Control, and frankly, Metal Overlord's just ridiculously broken. Even though that game is terrible, that character is amazing. I hate Sonic Heroes. It was the... Genuinely, if and when I finish all the games, I'm gonna do a tier list. I can tell you right now, Sonic Heroes is F. Okay, Knight or Mephiles? Mephiles. Hands down. Time travel, Chaos Control, literally wiped all of time from existence. Mephiles. I mean, even on his own, like, sure, Shadow beat him in Generations, but he was, like, definitely the most intimidating boss out of the lot. He was scary. Have you played Final Horizon? The DLC at the end? I have. We're almost there. Supreme or Devil Doom? Which Supreme are we talking? Are we talking Supreme the End, or are we talking, just Supreme? Like, are we talking the Final Horizon one where it took, like, Supersonic 2 to beat him? Or normal Supreme? Devil Doom. Or, well, oh, sorry. Are we talking Devil Doom or Neo Devil Doom? From, like, Shadow Gens? Because there's a difference, I guess. One of them has an extra eyeball. And can do other stuff, I guess. But he's kind of cool. Normal Devil Doom? That's not a bad question. Shit. Who wins that fight? Because the Supreme Mech... Huh. Because the Supreme Mech did take on... the End. Right? The Supreme Mech fights the End. Shit. That's a tough fight. That's actually pretty tough. Supreme's a robot, obviously, so no need to breathe in that situation, so they can't use the Black Comet against it. Like, they can't use the whole gas cloud thing that the Black Arms was going to use in Shadow of 5. Black Doom does still have Chaos Control, but that's only if it has an Emerald. Does Black Doom have an Emerald at the time, or is Black Doom just, like, just Black Doom? Like, can Black Doom use Chaos Control, or is it just, you know, just Black Doom? What are we talking here? No idea. Because obviously Chaos Control throws a wrinkle in things. It's kind of a broken ability to be able to just stop time. And Black Doom can use Chaos Control. Very well, I might add. Like, he's almost as good as Shadow. In his super form, even. He's almost as good as Shadow. It's ridiculous how powerful Black Doom's Chaos Control can be. Even at the end of Shadow Generations, he locks you out of using it, and you're only able to use it right at the very end of the boss fight to beat him. So, he's so potent. Like, you had to beat him down so that Shadow would have enough energy to be able to power through his Chaos Control and just beat him. As Devil Doom, he does have telekinesis. We know that. Shoot, that's a tough question. I'm a nerd. Like, I know a lot about the Sonic lore and stuff, so I'm kind of delving a little hard into it, but I'll say if he has a Chaos Emerald to use Chaos Control with, probably gonna give the fight to Devil Doom, just because he can wear Supreme down faster. No Chaos Emerald, like just pure one-on-one. I'd say Supreme probably has a better chance. I'd say Supreme could probably win if Devil Doom did not have a Chaos Emerald. If Devil Doom has an Emerald, it's over. You can't win. Like, if he can use Chaos Control, you're done. There's no way. Because post, like, 06, Unleashed, Colors, like, post everything Shadow could barely keep up with Devil Doom. And I mean, they were both using Chaos Control from the same Emerald at that point. Like, Shadow had the yellow Chaos Emerald with him the entirety of Shadow Generations. Devil Doom was still winning that fight. Up until the very end, where Shadow pulled out the win. So I'd probably give it to... If the Emeralds are involved, Devil Doom wins. If they're not, Supreme can squeak out the win. Barely squeak out the win. Barely. I gotta go grab all my reference images again, damn it. Last one. Supreme the End or Neo Devil Doom? Supreme the End. No question. Because it took more than the 7 Chaos Emeralds could output at the very last, like, at the pinnacle of the power scale of the timeline with Sonic to fight Supreme the End. Like, that fight, if you think about it, right, is the highest any character in the series has gone in terms of raw power. And Sonic barely wins that fight. Like, he nearly dies fighting that monster of an enemy. So it's like, I would give it to Supreme the End. Because, like, Neo Devil Doom couldn't even handle Shadow back in Generations time. Whereas, like, and that's Sonic Frontiers versus Shadow Gen's boss fights. Yeah. It is kind of a back and forth, if you think about it, because it's like Giganto clears Bio-Lizard, Metal Overlord clears Wyvern, Mephiles clears Knight, Devil Doom and Supreme is a toss-up, and then Neo Devil Doom versus Supreme the End is a one-shot guaranteed win for Supreme the End. Like, not even close. It's ridiculous how unfair that fight is. Okay, I need that. We'll hide her. We don't need that. We don't need that. We do need you. And then Oh, we don't need these open anymore. Chaos... Okay. Chaos Island says, am I the lucky one to be in 2 games? Yeah. I still am under the belief... I believe this. I really do. I think that Sonic Team, initially, was going to do Westopolis as the last level. But they ran out of time to finish making it, and they just gave up. I'll be honest. They just ran out of time, and they let it go. So what they did instead was the assets they were going to use that they had done for Westopolis, i.e. the music and, like, maybe the goo gimmick thing. I'm still mad that Infinite is not in the game as a boss fight. I mean, to be fair to them, I actually don't think Infinite would have made sense. I would have loved to see him, but it really wouldn't have made sense to have Infinite there because it would throw off, like, the whole set. Well, I mean, like, who would you rather see? Would you rather see Mephiles or Infinite, I guess, is what I would say. Because that's the boss fight. Like, that's the slot they had. They only had 4 bosses in the game. If we had 2 more levels, I would have agreed. Infinite would have been the prime pick for boss fight 4 before you fight Black Doom. If we have 1 more set, personally, I would have done Shadow 05 Westopolis, and then I would have done, like, an Unleashed level. If we're going to do levels from games where Shadow wasn't even there, both, but Infinite deserves a second chance. That's true. You know what I would have done, honestly? I would have done Asteroid Coaster and Westopolis. I would have done both. Because Asteroid Coaster, Shadow was in the DS version of Asteroid Coaster. He was there. So we can say, because they've kind of canonized the DS version, so you could just say, it's a place Shadow's going to end up. Bam! Asteroid Coaster. So instead of doing... So the way I would have done it was I would have done Stage 1, Space Colony Arc, Stage 2, Rail Canyon, Boss Fight 1, Biolizard, right? After Biolizard, the next set of stages I would have done, instead of going Kingdom Valley, Sunset Heights, I would have done Kingdom Valley, Westopolis. Well, or I'm sorry, Westopolis, then Kingdom Valley. And then when you finish those 2, then you fight Mephiles. Or no, I'm sorry, because you fight Metal Overlord there. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that is so weird. I'm realizing now there were only 5 stages in the game. I personally would have done 6. So I guess what I would do then instead would I would do Westopolis, Kingdom Valley, then I'd have you fight Metal Overlord. Then I'd do Asteroid Coaster, Sunset Heights. Then I'd have you fight Infinite. Or no, then I'd have you fight Mephiles, and then I'd do Chaos Island and have you fight Infinite after that. So basically just add 2 more stages to the game, is what I would have done. If the time allowed for Sonic Team, I would have added 2 more locations to the map. I would have done Westopolis and that. I thought the bosses were the same amount as Sonic's, like, rivals. Sonic or Emerald, Mephiles and Infinite, while the main ones, Biolizard, Metal Overlord, and Knight. Okay, but why Knight? Because it doesn't make sense for Shadow to fight an enemy that he never fights. Because he can't fight Knight, because Sonic kills Knight. So unless he fought Knight and lost to Knight, but then how would he win in the past, right? Like, because if he loses to this robot in the future, he's not beating it in the past. But I agree, there should have been a rival fight with Sonic. Although it wouldn't have really made sense, because if he had a rival fight with Sonic, he has to lose that fight. You, as the player, would have to lose a round in-game. I don't know. Me, personally, I like that they kept it to big bosses for Shadow, but I would have added one more. I agree with you, I would have put Infinite in. Well, Shadow fought Metal Overlord in Heroes, and he fought... Well, Shadow fought Metal Overlord, while in Heroes he fought Metal Madness. That's true, but he did see Metal Overlord. He doesn't directly fight Metal Overlord, but he is directly involved in Metal Overlord getting defeated. And he's stronger than Metal Overlord at that point, because that's years later. Whereas, like, the problem... that is kind of the issue with Infinite, too, now that I think about it. It means he can fight Knight, but he can't win. My problem isn't that he fights Knight. My problem is he can't win. Because if you say, like, oh, well, he saw Metal Madness in Heroes, but he fights and beats Metal Overlord in Generations, yes. But that happened like years earlier. So Shadow is stronger now. He is improved significantly over those years. So now he goes back, he has to fight Metal Overlord from his past. He remembers him. He remembers how Sonic beat him, so he wins, right? Same goes for... Well, Mephiles he doesn't remember, but he is well and truly stronger than Mephiles at that point. Like, without a doubt. I mean, it's debatable whether or not Shadow was stronger than Mephiles when they fought the first time, if you play 06. Like, he dogs the shit out of him in that game. I mean... Shadow without his inhibitor rings just absolutely nukes Mephiles for a little bit. Like, it's pretty insane. So it makes sense that he's gonna beat him in Generations, but since we never saw Shadow fight Knight in the future, it would have to be, like, if Shadow was on Chaos Island, that means he... And let's say there was a Knight appearance. That means that Shadow had to have fought Knight in the future. But if he wins in the future, he doesn't know how to do that. And he's weaker in Generations than he would be in the future, right? So it's the same reason why Sonic doesn't fight, like, any of the Frontiers enemies in his story, or Sonic doesn't fight Infinite in his story, or Sonic doesn't fight the Deadly Six in his white space. It's because he couldn't have beaten any of them. He had never fought them before. But because he'd already fought all the enemies from his white space, he knew how to beat them all already. Like Silver, he's beaten Silver in a fight before. Even if he doesn't remember it, he's done it. Shadow, he's beaten Shadow more than once. Metal Sonic, he's been beaten since he was a kid. And he literally beats him again as a kid, which is pretty sad. I liked Knight. I agree, I would have loved to see Knight in the game, but personally, I wouldn't have put Chaos Island in the game at all. Because unless they're planning to follow up on it and, like, do an expansion and be like, this is why Shadow saw it, this is, like, what he did there, which I don't think they are. They're just gonna leave it vague. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm hopeful that they say, like, okay, this is why Shadow knows about Chaos Island at some point. Sorry, I rambled a little bit, but basically the idea is that if he fought Knight, he couldn't win. And that wouldn't make sense for a boss fight, because obviously if you're fighting a boss in-game, you have to win. From a gameplay perspective. Same goes for the Sonic rival battle. Emerald I would have loved to see, though. Emerald would have been cool. I just got Sonic Battle, actually. A friend of mine found it, and he got it for me, and I paid him back. So I have the game. It's on its way to me as I speak. So I would love to see Emerald make an appearance. He's cool. Yeah, I don't know though. I personally, I would have taken Chaos Island out of the game and replaced it with a different stage. Like, I would have probably gone Space Colony Arc, Bullet Station, or Rail Canyon, sorry. So Space Colony Arc, Rail Canyon, Bio-Lizard. And then the next stages I would have done would have been Westopolis, Kingdom Valley, Metal Overlord. And then after that, the penultimate set, the next set I would have done would have been probably like Asteroid Coaster and I don't think Shadow appears again after Colors because he's not in until Forces. So I guess yeah, Sunset Heights. And then, obviously, Radical Highway. But in-game, Shadow's time in Chaos Island takes place during Sonic completing the pinball minigame Ready to Fight Night because of the volcano explosion. However, Sonic and Knight were never seen once in the stage. At least we could keep Find Your Flame. I do love Find Your Flame. The OST from Unleashed is fantastic. I listen to it a lot. And I agree with you, because we see the volcano explode, so it has to be during Sonic's pinball section, but that also throws a wrinkle in it, because, like, if Shadow fights Knight, does he fight Knight before Sonic gets there? Because if that happens, then how does Sonic fight Knight? Does Shadow beat Knight but not destroy the robot? Or, like, what? I wanted it to happen when the game was coming out, too, but when it played out in-game, I realized, I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't make sense, because if they're gonna do a Frontiers boss fight, they can't. Like, the specific time they set Shadow being there was picked out, probably by Ian Flynn, because he was like, if we put Shadow there at this exact moment, nothing can happen. Nothing can change. It's perfect. We'll put him there while Sonic is doing the boss fight. So I think that's when Chaos Island Act 2 takes place, is during the Night boss fight. Shadow's just on the corner of the island doing his little fucking maze level while Sonic is having the fight of his life. He's just getting his shit rocked by this giant sword-wielding robot, and Shadow's like, ooh, puzzles! Chaos Spear! Doom Wing! You hear in the back Sonic just going, ah! Ah! Flying around like missiles exploding everywhere, and Shadow's just like, damn. I ain't messing with that. Nah. I'm good. We are not replacing Chaos Island. Sonic has 9 stages while Shadow has 6, so let's just add 3. Let's just add +3 for Shadow, and boom, we got Westopolis and 2 other stages. That's fair. I don't know. Okay, we can keep it. I've never really felt great about it being there because there's no reason for Shadow to be there, as far as we know yet. If we get something retroactively where they're like, Shadow was there, he was there during Sonic's time there, in fact, if they do some shit like that, I'll be like, fine. But, you know, my 2 cents, if they never bring it up again, I'm just gonna be like, why was that included? But I think they should have had Asteroid Coaster, Westopolis in some form, or like any Shadow 05 stage, really. And then maybe like, it's a good one. Maybe like a reimagining of a stage from like do you play a Shadow in one of the advanced games, I think. Either one of those, or like maybe Nah, a Lost World stage and a Mania stage. Okay. I'm gonna have to hard disagree on that one. Shadow was nowhere near Lost World, and he certainly wasn't in Mania. He wasn't even alive in Mania. Well, I mean, he was alive, but he was asleep. He literally, physically could not have been there. He was in a stasis tank for 50 years waiting for stupid-ass Eggman to wake him up during Mania. But I'd put him... I'd go for, like, Westopolis, Asteroid Coaster, and then... Oh, come on. He was never in Sonic Frontiers, but that's why I don't want that stage to be there. I don't want Chaos Island to be there. It doesn't make sense. Look at Sonic's levels. He's there in all of them. He's literally in all of them. He's in Green Hill, he's in Chemical Plant, he's in Sky Sanctuary, he's in, what was the one after Sky Sanctuary? Oh yeah, Speed Highway, he's in City Escape, he's in, Seaside Hill, Crisis City, Rooftop Run, and Planet Wisp. He's there. He's physically there. We know he was there. We watched it. We played those levels. We never played a stage with Shadow in Frontiers. He was never there in a comic. He was never there, ever, as far as we know. It's weird that Classic Sonic is in City Escape. Yeah, but think about it like this, though. Classic Sonic will go to City Escape because they're the same character. And if you believe in all that multiverse crap, I don't. They tried it for a little while. That's why Forces sucked, because it didn't make sense. But they kind of retconned it, because, I mean, if you look at the official timeline now, they're like, the games go like this. It's Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic Mania, Sonic Superstars, Sonic 4, Episodes 1 and 2, unfortunately. I think 3D Blast and those fall in there somewhere in the in-between. Sonic 3 Episode 1 and 2. Sonic Adventure 2. Oh no, it's Sonic Adventure, Sonic Shuffle, Sonic Adventure 2. And then I want to say after Adventure 2, it's Sonic Advance 1, 2, and Battle and 3, and then Sonic Heroes, maybe something like that. But yeah, the idea is that classic Sonic is just young modern Sonic. He's Sonic before he becomes Sonic, effectively. When he grows up, his eyes turn green and he gets taller and darker and stronger and can break the sound barrier. That guy. Does it make sense? No. Does it have to? Hear me out. Those levels are not just for Sonic. It's for anyone who's alive, because the Time Eater throws any stage in for fun. See, I would have agreed with that. But they make a point of it in Shadow Generations. Like, Gerald, one of his lines is that these are places you've been or will have been. He specifically says that. Like, they threw the dialogue in, and yet Chaos Island is there, and we have no idea why. I was convinced for a while, by the way. After Shadow Gens came out, I was like, we're getting a second Frontiers expansion. I thought it was going to happen. I thought they were going to take Shadow from Shadow Gens, drop him into Frontiers, and be like, this is why he was on Chaos Island. And they were going to do an explanation. And it never happened. Ever. Ever. And it should have, because I still want to know. I'm crazy like that. I want to know, why was the black and red Hot Topic looking guy there? Why was he there? What was he doing? What was he up to? Hear me out. Yeah. I want to know. I want to know what he was doing. But. Yeah, so it's not... It is person-specific, as far as I know. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, the levels are specifically connected to the person living them. And the people in those areas are specifically connected to those stages because they were there at the same time as Sonic or Shadow. Like, that's why Although Big being in Shadows 1 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But, you know, an argument could be made that he was there when Shadow was there. Nobody really knows what Big was doing during 06, to be fair. But, like, you find... Oh, no. Because in Shadow Story... No, you're right. Because in Shadow Story, Omega shows up at Space Colony Arc. Or no, does Rouge show up at Space Colony Arc? Yeah, that's right. No. No, Omega's at Space Colony Arc. Rouge is all the way at Chaos Island. What? Oh, why didn't they just put them in order? It would have made so much sense to have Rouge at the first stage, Omega at the second stage, and then do the rest. Black Doom. Oof, Shadow ran out of stages. I'm gonna steal some Sonic stages. That's... You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe that's what it was. Black Doom saw Chaos Island lingering out there, and they was like... And now Shadow's playing it. Just like slow rock dragging sound effect as he plops it over in this corner. Shit. Maybe I can take a screenshot of Amy, the Amy from the stream VOD, and trace over it. If I can get a clean one. We'll see what happens. That's really funny, though. That is really funny that that's what happened to Shadow. Is Black Doom just snatched the stage from Sonic's side because he was like, we kind of ran out of things to do. And that's... No, we're not calling it that. No. Great game, though. I have two versions of it. I have the Switch version, because I wanted Gerald's Journal, and I have the, I have the PC version. Great games, though. Great games. Hopefully for whatever Frontiers 2 turns out to be, we see, like, Shadow and the others come back. Right now, I'm pretty happy. Well, at least I might be able to salvage what I did for Amy, and then do it again. And then hopefully I'll just put her back here, put Blaze down here, do the background, do the logo. Bam. It's sized where I think I have enough room to put everything in. But we'll see. Damn. Alright. Well, as much as I've been having fun, I gotta wrap the stream up because I gotta go to bed. If I'm gonna work on this tomorrow at all, I gotta wake up. So, I really appreciate everybody who's come out to the stream tonight, everybody who's followed recently, all the people who have subbed on Twitch. I appreciate it. Don't expect it, but I am thankful to anybody who does. To anybody watching on YouTube, I'll try to get Amy back. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, I guess. And yeah, I will catch you all in the next one. Go out and do something fun tomorrow. You deserve it. Bye, guys.